Before I jump into the main topic of this video, I want to let you guys know right off of the bat that I am not quitting Call of Duty. I'm not going to stop posting Call of Duty videos. I mean, dude, you already know what it is. We're back on Infinite Warfare, the GOAT of the Call of Duty games. I'm just kidding. I love collecting my free crypto keys, though. The main reason I want to talk about quitting Call of Duty is because I've been seeing so much stuff lately that has just really not been great. We've got Call of Duty pros quitting in the middle of CDL season. I recently saw Spratt's video, and he's quitting playing 6v6 Call of Duty multiplayer and kind of switching over to Warzone. I honestly don't know if Spratt watches my videos, but if he does see this, I wish him the best of luck with Warzone stuff. Not gonna lie, though, it's kind of a huge bummer to see someone who's been playing Call of Duty multiplayer and posting it for so long just quit. I remember watching him snipe on Black Ops 1 and thinking this is impossible. Like, I could never be this good. And by no means am I one of the best Call of Duty snipers of all time, but he inspired me and other people to be like that. And I think it goes without saying as well, I saw Jev talking about this, and from that video, I now have a new favorite quote.
Do people know what's on the other side of burnout? Invincibility.
I actually love that as a quote. I don't know what it is. It's actually weirdly kind of motivating. And that is essentially why I wanted to make this video. Like I said at the start, I have no plans to quit Call of Duty multiplayer or stop posting it. Even if the latest Call of Duty game's multiplayer isn't the best, I'm still gonna be posting COD stuff. All those years ago when I pivoted from being like a mostly music and guitar related channel to now like Call of Duty stuff and gaming stuff, this series and franchise has been a staple of the channel. I've made some incredible memories and met some really awesome people because of this game. I'm willing to bet that most of you guys watching this video found my channel because of Call of Duty. So no matter how good or bad a Call of Duty game is, I'm still gonna be playing and posting it. To be perfectly honest, I don't even know if it's possible for me to quit Call of Duty outright. Ever since I first got hooked on playing Call of Duty multiplayer with Call of Duty 4, yeah, that basically sealed my fate. They really coordinated the 3 flag strat. That's disgusting. That's not even a cool emote to coordinate. Gotta find a new one. Oh, okay, this lobby looks pretty good. I genuinely think that the only way that I could quit Call of Duty is if Call of Duty itself just dies. Like, for whatever reason, they just decide to stop the series or stop making brand new games. Because at that point, the franchise would basically be retiring. And obviously, we could still go back and play old Call of Duty games, but it's gonna be extremely hard to populate. That's just typically how it goes for games that are essentially canceled or they stop making new ones. There will still be fans, there will still be a community, but it's going to shrink significantly. But yeah, I just wanted to reiterate the fact that I'm not gonna be quitting Call of Duty. Not gonna stop posting it. I've made thousands of videos on COD, man. Obviously, I want to branch out here and there. I want to post other kinds of content, but it's still mainly going to be COD. But another big reason why I wanted to make this video is because I feel like there's something else I can add to the conversation. And it's not just the fact that Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer is kind of at a standstill right now. You know, not enough content, nothing really interesting going on, which could be why the views are down on YouTube for it. To be perfectly honest with you guys, that's why I've been going back and playing older Call of Duty games. One thing to keep in mind is that regardless if you're a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber, you're going to want to do what's best for your channel. On YouTube, at least, I was streaming and posting Modern Warfare 2 very regularly, but then I noticed that there was a pretty significant drop-off and people weren't as interested in watching it. And I've already done this multiple times over the years, man. Whenever that happens, I go back and play the older Call of Duty games because more often than not, it's what you guys actually want to see. If I go back and play the older Call of Duty games and the views are going up like that, then yeah, it's a pretty obvious indicator that you guys are more interested in watching stuff like that and it's more entertaining to watch. It can also be extremely tricky with YouTube because of how YouTube's algorithm and systems work. One thing in particular that I've noticed is that basically every Call of Duty game that was released before YouTube ever started doing the demonetization stuff, those games for whatever reason just tend to perform better on average. So basically every COD game before Infinite Warfare. So that could very well be a factor too. The whole reason I'm bringing this kind of stuff up is because for some Call of Duty YouTubers and streamers, it's their full-time job. They need to do what's best for them. In some cases, that means going back and playing older Call of Duty games because it gets more views. And I guess in some more extreme cases, that could also mean just quitting Call of Duty and doing something completely different entirely. But aside from the YouTube algorithm and how good or bad the recent Call of Duty games are, something that doesn't get talked about enough that I really wanted to talk about in this video is the Call of Duty community itself. I think this has actually been the case. What was that? Dude failed his black hole gun. I'm sorry, that was hilarious. But one thing that I think doesn't get talked about enough, at least in terms of like Call of Duty 6v6 multiplayer, is simply the Call of Duty multiplayer community. I really feel like this does not get talked about enough, and I'm gonna bring some light to it today. 100% the biggest difference between the Call of Duty community back then versus now is the fact that everyone's kind of just doing their own thing. Myself included. I mean, I'm mostly focused on doing solo content because as far as it goes for timing and stuff like that, I just have to work around my own schedule. I don't have to work around anyone else's schedule. It's just more convenient. I can't speak for every single streamer or YouTuber that plays Call of Duty multiplayer, but since Twitch and YouTube have become so much more competitive over the years, I think that's why people do that. It's significantly easier to maintain a streaming or posting schedule when you basically only have to rely on yourself. But let's look at the Call of Duty community like 10 plus years ago. You know, before it was taken more seriously and it was more competitive. One of the most common things that I saw growing up when I was watching Call of Duty YouTubers was dual commentaries. If you guys remember that, then you're definitely an OG, man. It was a really simple concept. Two YouTubers would basically collab and do a commentary together while they would showcase someone's gameplay. It could be a high kill game, it could be a nuke in Modern Warfare 2, and at that time, they most likely likely were shouting out the person because they either wanted to showcase their gameplay or they just liked the person and they wanted to share that off with their community. Back then, basically everyone in the Call of Duty community was collabing like crazy, sometimes without even really knowing it and what it could do for all of their channels. But what's really crazy about looking back at that and reflecting on it is that a lot of those creators now, a good chunk of them quit playing Call of Duty or posting or streaming it. I could name names, but it would take so long. And look, man, everyone's gonna have different reasons for quitting or wanting to move on and do different things. What is this? But the whole point I'm trying to make is that the Call of Duty multiplayer community back then was completely different. Constantly collabing and doing dual commentaries and shouting each other out is exactly how the Call of Duty community was built up. And that's what I wanted to talk about that was going to be so different for this video. It's just really interesting because the Call of Duty community's growth seems to have slowed down while other communities continue to grow. I think some prime examples would be like Fortnite and Among Us. Granted, those are also like kid-friendly games, so it's going to be a lot easier to be able to like make content and promote it and have it go into algorithms and stuff. But the truth is that a lot of those creators collab together. They shout each other out, they promote each other, they help make those communities what they are. And right now in 2023, I feel like that is severely lacking for the Call of Duty multiplayer community. I mean, shit, dude, the reason why a lot of people go to Warzone is because there's more opportunity there. There's tournaments, people be squatting up and playing with each other, trying to get nukes and stuff. They're doing a better job at instilling that sense of community. Now, that's not to say that we can't do that for the Call of Duty multiplayer community. It's totally possible. Also, whoo, dude, I'm killing it. Ooh! Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot to burst. Dude, I just lost my streak. I could have had a nuke. I'm 29-5 right now. This lobby is amazing. I'm gonna tell you guys right now what I've been having the most fun doing on Call of Duty lately. That $60,000 Modern Warfare 2 S&D tournament that was a community event, hosting open lobbies with you guys on the Discord, and hosting Black Ops 3 Revival Day, hanging out and checking out other Call of Duty YouTubers' streams and rating them and stuff. That shit has been the most fun and rewarding. And it's 100% what I want to see more of in the Call of Duty community. And obviously, I don't have any problems with people doing solo streams or solo YouTube videos and stuff like that. Dude, I'm doing it right now, and it's the bulk of what I'm going to probably keep doing. All I'm saying is that if we want the Call of Duty multiplayer community to keep growing and thriving, I think we gotta get some more collabs going. If there's any chance that Jeff is sitting through and watching this Infinite Warfare video right now, dude, hit me up. I know for a fact that both of our communities would love to see us collab together. They've basically been begging us to do something since like 2015, 2016. I know it would be awkward, it might be weird, but dude, if people like Spratt are quitting playing Call of Duty multiplayer, I think we need to try to do more. Because regardless if the latest Call of Duty multiplayer is good or bad, what's more important than any of that is just making entertaining content. Take Infinite Warfare, for example. I did nothing but completely shit on this game for so long, but it made for entertaining content. Even if the latest Call of Duty game isn't the best, we can still make fun of it and make some funny content, you know? And especially in terms of collabing with other creators, there's more that we can do together. And just so you guys know, I've been wanting to talk about this. I felt this way for quite some time, but honestly, seeing Spratt quit Call of Duty multiplayer was kind of like the breaking point for me. And I do feel pretty strongly that if we don't want more people to quit in the community, we need to make a change. And don't you guys worry, I've got some ideas, I got some plans in the works. Black Ops 3 Revival Day was just the beginning. And as far as it goes for the conversation around Call of Duty games, there's a lot of really awesome projects coming up, some that I haven't even talked about. I'm gonna have to make a separate video on it because there's just too much to cover now. But the whole point I'm trying to make there is that Call of Duty is not in a weak spot. There's some really awesome stuff coming up. I mean, it's not completely related to Modern Warfare 2. Again, it's more community-driven stuff, but I will cover that soon. What a class for an SMG. Dark Sky be putting Orion camo to shame. Oh, we got 75 salvage for promotion. But yeah, man, as far as goes for collabing with other Call of Duty content creators, I mean, regardless of whether it's multiplayer or Warzone, just saying, I'm 100% down to do that. I know for a fact that the Warzone community have been building each other up by playing together and doing collabs and stuff like that, especially tournaments. We 100% need that for the multiplayer side of things too, if we want to keep growing and building each other up. And even if you're watching this video and you're a smaller creator, I would recommend doing that with other channels of your size as well. I feel like the Call of Duty multiplayer community needs this in order to not just sustain, but also to thrive. I'm pretty sure we could all do this solo, but it would be significantly easier to actually just work together. We gotta figure something out. Shit, dude, people were doing this left and right back in 2009. I mean, it's 2023. It should be easier than ever to collab, to shout people out, to stream together, to do all that stuff. I think I even saw a tweet from Lex about this. I don't want to paraphrase too much, but basically he was saying that he poked fun of it initially and then kind of regretted it later because it's actually an amazing way to grow. Oh yeah, here's the tweet. It says, biggest mistake I made in my career. Don't get left behind. I made fun of Fortnite content, Fortnite blew up. I made fun of YouTube shorts, shorts blew up. Do not ever think you're above or too good for something because it will be what pulls the rug right from under your feet. What is this man doing? What are you doing? But yeah, that's basically where my head's at. I'm gonna keep making Call of Duty content, whether it's new COD, old COD, trying to get more into streaming, gonna try to host some more community events and get some collabs going, keep things alive. If someone quits Call of Duty multiplayer because of the state of things, I wanna do everything I can to improve the state of things. This is why regardless of how bland the multiplayer can be for Modern Warfare 2 or how much they don't support it, I'm still gonna give advice. I'm still gonna talk about it. Oh, dude, if I had the Fusilier, that could've been a triple. Bruh, I gotta open up the supply drop soon.
Enemy shock sentry in play.
I saw that. I saw you put that down. Peek your dumb head out. He's moving it. He lost it. Excellent. Yes. What? Did he bounce the black hole back at me? Look at this guy. Nasty. Good shots. This is the shit I like to see in my lobbies. Instead of people just spamming those garbage titans flying all over the place. No, I didn't let it charge all the way. Fuck me. Fuck me, boom. Eat the robot. No, he died. Dude, this guy's a beast. G-rail shot. Come on. I suck. I missed. I blew it. Now we gotta watch an NV4 kill cam. The dabs are unreal. Look at it. Ooh. Love to see it. But that's gonna do it for this video. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me play some Infinite Warfare and talk about the state of COD a little bit. If you guys did enjoy this video and you want to see Call of Duty multiplayer continue to grow and thrive, make sure to drop a like. I'll see you guys later.
Outcome, Tango.